Hello, my name is Jakthehobo, and it's kind of been a while, hasn't it? The college started for me, and I'm trying to get used to the schedule programming way, even though it's actually great, but I digress. So, this is tutorial number 7, I believe, and for this I'm going to be touching on two things: radio blur and hang on, I think this is it. Yeah, I don't know if that's even loud or soft, but yeah. We're touching on two things. One of them is showing your animations to other people. This has been asked, PM'd and stuff, and second thing, I'm going to be showing you how to use zoom blur, which is mostly what we would call easy cinematics, so to speak. So this could be the map we're going to be using, and I'm not going to go like, oh my god, you have to do exactly this. I mean, zooming is whatever, to be honest. So we're just gonna, I'm gonna show you a special type of zoom blur that I use, because to do zoom blurs there are two different things that can apply. One is canvas size and the other is centering. Now we can see that if we just like flatten the background, it's quite big. It's not centered exactly on the canvas, and you can clearly see that. Well, I should just show you anyway. If we just go to zoom blur as it is, then oh dear, then you can notice that the zoom is largely concentrated around the middle of the actual bitmap. So that's not what we really want right now, but we're going to make it work for us using what I like to call centering, which is completely a made up term that I've made because I'm just hobo like that. And yeah, we're not going to go immediately to zoom blur because we need just to back up towards it, because whenever you start an animation it should either be a pause then zoom blur or already zoomed in. Otherwise, it does not look good, and you know, that's just my personal taste. I don't like to go straight off the bat into an animation with zoom. I'd like to have at least some viewing space beforehand. Yeah, it's kind of it's not a thing that I think, oh, everyone should do this. It's just personal taste in the end, because whatever you take from these tutorials, I'm happy. You know, as long as you've learned something, I'll be happy. So, just going to the usual fade into the animation, and this type of zoom blur is not going to be extremely difficult. It's manageable, I think, mainly because personally, I think it's more useful this way. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but yeah. So basically, you know, we've done the fade and we've done the pause, and for the zoom blur, I'm sorry, like steamed up with the code, do zoom blur, but we're not going to be doing it like 100% or anything like that, but we are going to make the quality 100, we're just going to make the amount 4. 4 is a nice gradual zoom. I mean, I'm going to correct all this at the end. I'm going to show you what I mean by the extra thing. And sure, this extra thing is a bit tedious because it involves you doing a bit more to your animation, but at the same time still getting a bit more of that feeling that you've worked hard on it, and that's more or less what you want to aim for with fireworks, in my opinion. So first it's going to be 4, then we're going to go to 8, and that's when the zoom is, you're understanding that this is zooming in, essentially. And from that, we are going to now just take off the zoom blur, you know, just remove it entirely, if it lets me, and it's back to normal. And what we're going to do is, we're going to zoom in, or, well, we're already zoomed in, so just press the print screen button, okay? Print screen button, it should, I'm using, on my laptop, it's next to the insert and pause break button, so, yeah. I click that, copy it basically, you know, it puts that to your copy paste bar, whatever, clipboard, yeah, and you know, when you press paste, it should be there. If it's not there, restart your fireworks, because I think you're using too much memory and it's not letting you. That can happen because, yeah, to put it simply, you're putting a huge file into a small canvas size, and this huge file has doubled on all the colors being used in the animation, hence why some zoomed animations do tend to have color loss, which not particularly the nicest thing ever. So yeah, just adjust it. However, you can always change the opacity to see where things are lining up. You kind of roughly want to get it just like a matte version like that. So just by using, you know, layering, you could see, trying to measure up where things are going, and I think that's a bit good, yeah. And we're just gonna then, with this, zoom blur it, and we're just gonna tone it down to around 2. And you think of it this way, think of something about to come onto your screen. It's gonna fade in a little bit, and then when it's there, it's gonna fade in almost none. If that makes sense, because you often see a charge to something 2 stages when it's appearing and when it's about to be complete, and when it's complete, it then has to fade back. It's kind of like a flashy glow or something. It's kind of hard for me to explain, but yeah. Just how I see things. And of course you cannot see the zoom blur very well, because as the zoom goes, you know, it's a pretty big size compared to the canvas. Don't worry, this is meant to happen. So after we do that, just duplicate the frame again, and then take out the zoom blur, if it lets me, of course. And yes, there's not. This is a very incomplete raw zoom blur animation, which a lot of people do. Why? Simply because after they do that, and I'll just like duplicate by 4. This is not what to do. Okay. Take the cropping button or tool and then crop the document. And if we play it, sure, it looks okay. It doesn't look smooth, it looks kind of immediate. And now we just uncrop it, if it lets me. Yeah. Basically what happened was, because it wasn't centered enough, it was almost like it was zooming into the actual center of the file, because once cropped, the dimension of the bitmap fits the canvas size, hence why you're not zooming into something directly, but you're zooming into, you know, the middle of the canvas. So how to fix this is simply look for the area that you're wanting. So it's about here, and we're just going to add stuff onto this bitmap to basically change around the size. So because it's just there, we're going to have to add a lot more height to it, and, you know, cut that off also. So if you can just make a rough estimate of how much that is, do the same there. So I'm going to roughly say it's like that. And by using the marquee tool, I'm selecting whatever is on this side. I'm going to right click, new bitmap via cut. I press V twice, and I've got this here, which means, yeah, it's that. And because of that, now the zoom blur is starting to be a bit more centered, which is what you want, okay? So now because of that, we want to try and get a bit lower, and so we've roughly got to copy paste that amount onto the bottom of the sprite. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move this down by using the shift shortcut, and by doing that, we're going to select both and then group it together. No, we're not going to group it together. That was a silly move. I should not have done that. Just going to try and align it somehow. I'm going to go back to this. We're going to take off the zoom blur, and then we're going to add it back on afterwards. And then we're just going to merge all that together, then use the zoom blur again, and shit, I think that this is the wrong frame, isn't it? I think this is the wrong frame. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Sorry, oh yeah, another thing. It's just like with any motion blur or anything, when you take something off and put it back on, the version of it will be the version of your last move, which you used it, which was evidently the 2% zoom that finished off the zoom blur. So we're gonna have to put this back up to 6 or 8. 8, yeah. So you can see it's actually a lot more focused in the center. It's got this, you can see the type of arc there, which is like almost, you know, completely not blurred, and then just blurs around it. So we're gonna have to repeat that with the other one, but we can what we can just do, simply enough, is copy this, go back to this, delete it, copy, you know, what we had back in, and then just align it so that it's the same. And to align it properly, just look at the small bitmap here. It says -24 by -50, that's X and Y. Just gonna change this to -24, -50, and there we have it. They're exactly the same. So what you can do then is go back to zoom frame number 1, make that 4, and then you have that gradual zoom in. And then to fix this off, we're not going to crop it immediately or anything. We're just going to use the marquee tool, and then we're going to create an outline about that a little bit bigger than the original file. Because what you may have noticed when doing zoom blurs, radial blurs, motion blurs, is that because you've cropped the document in the end, you've got this type of white outline. That white outline is the canvas size, because basically the blurs are leaving an after image in where that place where it used to be, such as with motion blur, and that after image is transparent with at certain parts. Hence why why motion blurs and stuff blend in so well with the background at times, and the music has cut off. I'm just gonna replay it back on. I should have picked a longer track, but I just love this song, Autumn Leaves. I did a recording years ago. But I have no idea if you're not going to be able to hear me now, so So yeah. So now, well, hopefully I have, so we're just going to cut that. And yes, that's it there. So because of that, it's taken away the zoom blur that we had prior. So just going to add that back in with, well, 4 I guess is good. Yeah. And essentially that is what you want for the zoom blur, but it doesn't look too good. Why? Well, think of it this way. It's very... when you're zooming in, you often want to have like a type of movement that goes into the zoom blur. Now, since we're going down, we're going to want this pot to come up. So what we're going to do is, even before we zoomed, we're going to go 1 pixel up, 2 pixels up. Well, actually, add another one. Then with this, we're going to go 10 pixels up. So basically we're sliding into the zoom blur almost. And then just... This is another rule of thumb that I have, which I'm very OCD about. Which I have made a mistake, I just realised, because if I do... if I click this and then... Oh no, that's fine. It's just at the cut. We're okay. Okay, so this is a small problem that I've come across just now. I didn't think this through, obviously. So what we've got right now is a bit of trouble with the zoom blur, because if I've even moved that up, you know, not gonna work. So we're just going to I can't exactly, you know, undo it, so we're gonna have to just refresh the file as it is. So just gonna copy the one from this. We're gonna look at the coordinates, -438 and minus, well, -487. Yeah, gonna copy that. Go back to here, delete that. I'm gonna paste this, so 438 and No idea if I'm correct. I'm probably wrong. 437. Yeah. This is what can happen when you're incredibly stupid like me sometimes. As we noticed, that's cut off, and that is not what we want. Why is it cut off? Because we didn't show the full amount of this map. So to fix that, well, I don't think this is zoomed in. Yeah, that's not zoomed in. So we're just gonna show a bit more of the map, and then we're going to actually do the print screen zoom part. And we're just going to align it up by the easier way, which is putting the opacity by 50, then going to like just lining up like so, as best you can, but yeah. And then, well, because I've kind of messed up already with these other frames, I need to just delete them, and then I'm going to have to look at where the platform is. So if it's right about there, we wanted to get where that bucket seems to be, so I'm going to move this down slightly. Yeah. And we're just going to continue this move without the zoom blur, so 1, 2, and 1. So that's just like sliding almost, you're going into the fast and slow sliding. And then we're just going to copy that by 4. And just here, we're just going to use the zoom blur and, well, no, we're just, oh, whoa there chat, you're forgetting what you're teaching. Okay. So just round about there, new bitmap by copy. And to save memory or anything outside the canvas, we're going to select, this bit that we've cut, which you can't really see it, so we're just going to delete that, and you're good to go. And finally, just blur this with the zoom blur. I still think I messed up somehow, but in the end, it should look like that. And then you can add whatever little bit of text you want, like, oh my god, it's a pot, or, whatever. So, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, I hope you've been able to listen to me, and I am such an idiot because I'm forgetting what I was going to show you next. So what we're going to do is just going to Control Shift S, this is to save it, as it should, and we're going to go to, well, this place, because why not? And then from there we're just going to call this something like random zoom, why not, and then we're going to go to save as type, animated GIF, okay? So this means that when you preview it, it's going to be animated, or whatever, it's an animated file, it's not just one frame, it's all these frames together. And then we're going to just go to either iaza or majhost. You can go to tinypic or photo bucket, but these are two that I use a lot. So very simply just log into your account. So I'm just going to log into this. Well, yeah. And then just go upload, and then choose whatever file you want. So this is in the iPod photo cache. Double click it, upload, and well, it's the exact same with this, except you just click that button, and then okay, you didn't choose the file or whatever. So random zoom, and at the bottom of your little browser, it should say what percentage the loading is, so you can see how fast it's being loaded that way. So that's at 64%, this is at 24%, so kind of shows, because two uploads at once, not really the smartest thing, but they both work exactly the same, hence why I'm kind of doing it that way. And in the end, it should just go to waiting for upload, majhost, whatever, and hopefully, yeah. Well, you can just see it straight away through iaza what you've uploaded, and well, this is rather slow, isn't it? and then it's exactly, you know, it's what you animated. So you can just simply click it, and then you've got the link at the top, and then you can just like, oh yeah, and same here. Just go to random zoom, and then, you know, for me it buffers when it loads, and after you've got the random zoom or whatever, you can then copy the URL, or just go up there and copy, then go to some animation site, or like Maplemation, Maple Guide, Maple, oh, I don't know. I don't know how many Maple sites there are, but yeah, go to BS Backgrounds even if you want to, if it's still alive. Should be, for archives and good memories. Just gonna go to Maplemation, and well, look, Maplemation. We're gonna go to animations, and then we're going to go to new thread. And yes, I am doing this as far as this because I don't know if people are going to be like, oh, where can I post my animations? So yeah, I'm going to call this, oh, such an awesome zoom blur. And then, well, we're going to click this button here, which is basically image tagging. So, you know, it plays the animation as the image, which is .gif, or if you're showing a sprite, .png, whatever. Don't do a JPEG because the quality sucks, in my opinion. And just, you know, also give a direct link to it so people can say it and then be like, give me CNC blocks or whatever. I mean, go for it. No one's gonna mind. And after that, just submit the thread, and voila, you have the animation. It has been posted, except this animation is so short, I'm probably gonna have this thread closed. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I'm just gonna go and edit this animation and make it longer so this thread doesn't get closed, and yeah, maybe I'll post the finished one on YouTube. Whatever. My name is Jakthehobo, and I would like to apologise for not being consistent with the tutorials after, yeah, 6 prior ones. Hope you've enjoyed this, and I will try my best to find a new schedule for posting these. Bye.